I've been reading quite a lot of wrap-up videos recently, so I thought I would do my sort of wrap-up video. I've only read 5 books in October, but I haven't really been counting like kids' books that I've read and things like that, so I'm going to start counting them towards my, you know, what I'll read. So anyway, I'll tell you what I've read. I'll start with the lowest and go to the highest. The first book I read was The Girl in the Wood by Camilla Lackberg, and I listened to that on audio, and it was 21 hours long. So I just listened to that while I was making some like quiet critters that I sell on Etsy and things. This was a story set in Sweden, and it's a story about there's this 4-year-old girl, and she goes missing, and they find her body in some woods. Then they arrest 2 teenage girls for her murder, but then 30 years later there's another little girl at the same property, another 4-year-old girl, goes missing and ends up dead, finding in the same place where the first girl, who previously died 30 years ago, had been found. But the 2 murderers, or the teenagers, they've actually been released. One actually lives in the town, and the other one is back in town because she is now a famous actress, and obviously they think it's them, but they've both got alibis. It was a really good read, actually. Well, listen, should I say. It was really good, but it was a bit long, to be honest. But it was my first read by Camilla Lackberg. I think I'm pronouncing her name right, Lackberg. And I gave that 3.5 stars out of 5. My second book is Go Set a Watchman. This book I won actually a few years ago in a giveaway, but I actually listened to this on audio because I actually forgot I even had this. This is the second book, obviously, by Harper Lee, and I've not read the first one yet, but so I thought this would probably be as good as the first one, but I've heard lots of people say it's not as good as the first one. And the audiobook was read by Reese Witherspoon, and I really liked her accent with it, and it actually brought the characters more to life for me because of her accent in it. It talks about Jean Louise, who goes back to her hometown. She lives from New York, and she goes back to her hometown in Alabama, and she realises things have changed. Everybody's a bit racist now, and it's how she reacts to it because she grew up not being racist, and her dad's, probably was dad's friend or dad's girlfriend, she has some grandson who are black, but because of everything that's going off now, they're not as close as they used to be. Some bits I did find confusing. I don't know if it's just me or what, but at first I thought because he's a lawyer. I think he's a lawyer, and at first I thought he was defending a black man, but then I found out he wasn't, and I got all confused. But anyway, I did quite like it, but overall it was an okay read. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. No, 3.5 out of 5 stars for that one. Then I read this one. This is The Board Game Family by Ellie Dix. It's a non-fiction, and basically it's all about board games. How to get your family into board games, how to have a family board game night, suggestions for changing some rules to make it adaptable for younger children or people with learning difficulties, things like that. A list of board games that she recommends. It's absolutely any information you can think what you want to find out about board games, it's in here. And we are quite a big board game family. Normally we play board games a lot. Our biggest night of board games is Boxing Day and New Year's Eve. All our games come out and we play as many as we can. We also have a board game family night about once a month, and there is actually some great ideas in here that I will be taking and trying to use. So this one, I'll probably give it about 3.5 stars or 4, I'm not sure, bit of both. It's a great read if you're trying to think about playing board games or trying to get your family into board games. You don't even have to have kids to read this book, but it does help. But yeah, that was good, quite a good read. I've also read Longevity Bible by Susanna Marriott. This is about, it's split into about 4 parts, and it's like how to improve your lifestyle, different things you can eat, different kind of exercises. There's quite a lot of yoga in here, and different things on how to live a longer life, basically. There's some things that I knew quite a lot about. It was like, you know, but quite a lot of it I did quite enjoy. I quite like some of the, when it refers back to some myths and things like that, and old like Roman and Greek goddess, is it? Yeah, things like that. That was quite good. And I gave this one 4 out of 5 stars. This is part of a series by different people. I've got another one to review soon called the Happiness Bible. This is the Longevity Bible. And there's a few others, but I'm not quite sure what they're called now because I can't remember off the top of my head. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. And the last book I read was an ebook, and it was I got it from NetGalley, and I downloaded it about a year and a half ago, and then completely forgot it was on my Kindle. So I've only just read it. It's basically about a man called Alex who has an accident and falls off a cliff while climbing, and is in a coma. He's in the coma for about 18 months, but everybody thinks he's not aware, but he is. He hears everything that's going on. He can hear everything. And it's basically just been in this coma for 18 months, listening to everything, thinking that that's the rest of his life. He's just going to die like that. But then he finds out, by people obviously coming in and talking, that his fall was no accident, and that someone pushed him. And we're trying to find out who pushed him. And there's a lot of little twists and turns in it, and I really enjoyed it actually. It was really good. The ending was not what I was expecting, but I did actually like it. I did actually like it because it's not like other books don't have an ending like that. Other books just go the way you'd hope to go. But this one ending was a bit different, which I really liked. And I gave this one 4 out of 5 stars. So that's my 5 books I've read this month. Hopefully I'll be reading a lot more, and I'll be putting individual reviews on my blog, so I'll put all the links down below. And I'll see you again next month for another book review roundup.